Good morning, listeners. This is Linda from News in Bed with the headlines that you need to know before getting out of bed. Today is Thursday, October 22nd, 2015. Here are the top stories. The two leading contenders for the Democratic presidential nomination won't have to face off against the formidable and always unpredictable Vice President Joe Biden, who announced on Wednesday afternoon that he will not be making a late entrance into the Democratic race. It's now just former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders in the party's top tier of 2016 candidates. Jim Webb ended his bid for the Democratic presidential nomination at a press conference earlier in the week, telling reporters that he will consider an independent bid. Speaking at the National Press Club in Washington, Mr. Webb said that the Democratic Party has moved away from millions of dedicated, hard-working Americans. For this reason, he was withdrawing from any consideration of being the Democratic Party's nominee for the presidency. The White House has strongly condemned a visit to Moscow by Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. A spokesman criticized Russia for putting on a red carpet welcome. The Syrian leader's trip on Tuesday came 3 weeks after Russia began airstrikes in Syria against Islamic State militants and other forces. This was Mr. Assad's first overseas trip since civil war broke out in Syria in 2011. The conflict has claimed more than 250,000 lives. While in Moscow, Mr. Assad made a point of expressing his gratitude for Russia's military intervention in the conflict. He said that Russia's involvement has stopped terrorism from becoming more widespread and harmful in Syria. On Tuesday night, Wisconsin Republican Representative and former vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan laid out his vision to GOP colleagues and said that he would be willing to serve as Speaker as long as the entire conference could unite behind him. On Wednesday morning, however, many of the conservatives that consistently fought outgoing House Speaker John Boehner and helped to speed up the bid to replace him by Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy signaled that they aren't ready to jump on the bandwagon for Ryan. John Boehner has scheduled an election for Republicans to pick their nominee to be his successor on October 28th, with the full House to then vote on the next Speaker the following day. And those are our headlines for today. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you on Monday.